So good morning everybody. Nice and crisp today, crisp and clear, but cold. We're just about to start a hike. We decided against running today. It's very hard to dress when you're having to deal with e-biking and then running and various other things and waiting. So we figured we'd just get bundled up and do the hike, the scenic hike. So this is the Edgemont entrance to the park. We're keeping the pace up because it's a good way of staying warm. I know this lady. Very well, thank you. Alright, so this is what would it be? The east side of Douglas Creek. Just about to go over the new bridge. You've seen it quite a few times. I like this way of getting onto my route. You can see through the trees. The creek is down there. That used to be one of the unofficial ways of getting down to the creek, yeah. They blocked it off because they don't want people just finding their own way down there. They'd rather have them going in designated paths. Might be something to do with liability. They don't want people twisting their ankle and suing Saanich. Yep, this is the new turnoff. And a few weeks ago they did a salmon toss just down here off the bridge. They were throwing carcasses. Eh?
I saw the picture.
In the Saanich News. Yeah, well that's... And also here they've got the little designated signs. And I saw one of a salmon. So no ice on the creek today. You can see they call it the outdoor classroom now. Yep. I have to make sure not to stand too close with my chest to the bar, otherwise all you'd see would be the handrail. I think this is probably where they did the salmon toss, down here off the rocks. Yeah, there's the sign, the salmon. And the signage of the different kinds of salmon. Yeah, it's nice. They've done a good job here. There's Norma in the distance, in the middle distance, and the tree that fell down about a week after they put the bridge up. They were just lucky it didn't fall on their new bridge. Another rotted out stump. See all the woodpecker holes? Either that or termites, but it looks like woodpecker. Yeah, and they've done quite a good job of pulling that thing down. There's going to be a fair bit of branches on the trail because of last night's windstorm. I don't think we'll see any new blowdown, but it's possible. That tree there doesn't look terribly safe, does it? That'll be the next one to come down. Look at it. All it needs to do is just pull the roots a little bit more there and it's over. I don't think you've been down here since they did all this tidying up of the blowdown from earlier on in the winter. But they're obviously not going to move these logs, they're just going to leave them in situ. They pushed them to the side and cut them into smaller rounds, but big, so big that nobody could carry them off, kind of thing. They want these logs to stay here, and they put in the new cedars as well. Those have all been planted recently. That was in the Sanish News. You wonder if this has all been affected by climate change. Probably. Hello, birdie.
Chilly, right?
Chilly Willy. What was it? Would that be a robin? Is that what they call a North American robin? Yeah. I've got 2 cameras now. I can run 2 videos simultaneously. One of the cameraman and one of the view from the camera, from the chest-mounted camera, and one from behind the cameraman. We're just about to cross Cordova Bay Road. I'll stop the first video when I get to the road. Clip number 2. I need one of those clapper boards. That's what I was using my phone for.
Yeah.
Take a picture of the screenshot. At least I got a moment in time there. So this is Whitaker, soon to become Todd. Oh no, Maddock, then Glendenning. Todd and Mercer go off to the other side. Luckily the sun's coming from the side, which would make the video a little more pleasing, rather than staring right up the lens of the camera. The sun is shining on the left side of my face. See, I've been moving for 24 minutes now. There goes little Robin. I remember when Johnny Bridgman came to visit, he went up this little creek. He was convinced he was going to find salmon up there. Not quite. My nose is running again. Whitaker continues this way. Nice hole in the log there. It's my friend with his chainsaw. It looks almost like it's supposed to be like for a fence.
Yeah.
Put a gate in there or something. This is the main parking area at Peacock's. You can see almost from 8 o'clock in the morning, this place is constantly full of cars.
Dog walkers.
Yep. Well, they can't drive up, so this is as far as they can get before noon. After noon, they open the gate. Then you can drive up to the top where there's another parking lot. But you can see, if you look up there, you can see all the wind damage and all the broken trees as well. They've had to cut some of those because they were going to be less likely to fall if they cut them, left them long. And there's that one that really nice tall that looks like a mast of a ship. That's what they used to use those ones for, ship's masts. Yeah, it's on days like this that you can really notice the trees. Mainly because the maples have all gone, all the leaves have fallen off the maples, so you get to see the evergreens. This is going to be a short video and, for me, a short podcast because for some reason I decided to do 30 minutes of treadmill walking yesterday, and it left me with very little to do today. About 40 minutes would be enough, and I think I've already done that, so we're now heading back towards the ranch, towards our domain. We would normally be running on this trail. I think Norma and I have run this trail about 200 times. And towards the right, there's a cut-off trail that would take you up onto Harrop. There's various ways of getting up this side of the hill, and we've taken most of them. But that one becomes a hike very shortly after you get off this section because it goes up quite steeply, quite quickly. Yep, I should be using my secondary camera for some additional photographs and maybe a few additional videos. Yeah, I think for some reason I'm on macro setting for the camera, so I might just take a few close-ups of some of the salal, the vegetation around here. The last time I did 2 cameras for video was when I made my beer. That's why I ended up with the identical dialogue, because I was using 2 cameras, and instead of cutting out the dialogue on the second camera, I just added that clip, so you got to hear it twice from 2 different angles. Yeah, I'm just going to have to be aware of that today. But I think for my first multi-camera experiment, it was a little too adventurous, having 3 cameras running at once. Beautiful trail, this one. It's kind of a little bit lost on us because we've seen it so many times, but it really is quite stunning. The amount of lumber on the side of the hill here. As I put the other camera away, hopefully this one is still running. Cold enough to have to put my glove back on pretty quick, pretty sharpish. So we're hiking at about 12-minute pace at the moment. This is the power line to the pumping station at the top. You could just feel the warmth in the sun, which is very pleasing. It means that spring is just around the corner. Pretty soon the maple will start to burst into bud. That would be another good I'm up to 35 minutes now. 35 minutes of moving time. As I angle the camera a little bit down to the sidewalk now, just so that you don't get to see too much of the direct rays in your eyes. That would probably damage your retina. Can you get eye damage from looking at a video of the sun?
What?
Can you get eye damage from looking at a video of the sun?
No.
I guess the camera
Because
takes...
we're talking about what energy.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're not getting it direct
The energy is
from the screen. And when you're looking at the sun, you're getting
the full blast.
the full blast of radiation. Okay, so ignore that. You can stare at the sun on video, but not in vivo. This guy's got his Easter Island guy.
He doesn't have any of his
He doesn't have any of his gadgets. Normally he has either a surgical mask or sunglasses. Another time he was wearing some kind of headband. I might be getting him confused with Roy, because they decorate Roy, the statue, a lot. Alright, so now we are 1.2 kilometers from home. 1.2 kilometers from my fridge. 1.2 kilometers from my brewery. 0.1 kilometer from my beer. Yeah, where those people are in the far distance. Yep, the wind noise is going to be a factor here. I got another ping. How about that? It's amazing how much free Wi-Fi there is, but a lot of people aren't even aware that their Wi-Fi is leaking out of their houses. One thing is open source, and the other thing is not knowing to set a password. I remember at the beginning of the Wi-Fi phenomena that a lot of people were advocating open source networks, encouraging people to not have passwords, to give people connectivity, but that obviously opens the door to piracy and electronic fraud. So I think I'm going to end this video when I get up to that sign, the commemorative sign. This section of road was built after the First World War to commemorate the fallen. And every year on November the 11th, they do a ceremony here. This is Shelbourne. This guy's stopping for us. One of my old clients was one of the navvies that they hired after the end of World War I to dig the sewers for Shelbourne Street. There you go. Sir Arthur Curry.
Yeah. I used to go to Sir Arthur Curry Gym.
Yeah, don't pull the sign down. And Joffrey, Joseph Joffrey. These characters all sound like they were in the Boer War first. They probably were, actually, because they're old enough in these pictures. And Byng, Sir Julian Byng. Yep, these guys are not at the end of Shelbourne, but the Shelbourne side of the sign is here, the map. And we live, Tyndall, we live there. Alright, so bye-bye everybody. Sorry about the short nature of this video today, but that should be long enough for you to enjoy our entire hike, bar a few blocks of sidewalk. Bye-bye.